If you're watching this, you're watching the replay. Mom from Norway has a beautiful mustache. Hey everybody, welcome to another segment I like to call Mail Call. Had a wonderful package come in from the good folks over at Mountaineer brand. I got this right before I went to Canada. I did not have time to pop it open. Life sometimes will make you kind of busy and crazy. So I waited until today to open it up and share the contents of this wonderful, wonderful package from the good folks over at Mountaineer brand. Mountaineer brand makes the man, right? So what's going on, everybody? Hello, Steve Irwin from Down Under. Throw another shrimp on the body. It's an old movie, So, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. It is super hot. Hey, speaking of which, Steve, I am actually using some, let me grab it, cAll's amazing mustache wax. It held up in 92-degree Fahrenheit weather today. So I'm very happy to give them a quick shout out. cAll's beard company out of Australia. Wonderful, wonderful mustache wax. I forget the scent, but this smells really good. The sticker wore off of the back. But I'll tell you, the scent is good, right? So if you want to look it up on the website, look up the scent, good. So back to the mail call. This is a package I received from the wonderful folks over at Mountaineer brand, as I have said several times. But inside, we've got some awesome stuff in here. Ooh, look at this. Oh, man. So this is white water beard wash. The three pillars, I think, of good beard care or healthy, healthy facial hair is beard wash, beard oil, and beard balm, butter, or creams, right? So this is designed to go here. If you're using the stuff that goes up here, down here, you're stripping out oils that could be making your facial hair healthy. When you grow facial hair, the hair uses your natural oil, so it can dry out. And if you're getting dry skin, first step I would recommend is a beard wash. It will not strip out as many oils. What's going on, Utah? Oh my goodness, a flex spray. Now this is Smokey Bourbon. They have a wonderful Smokey Bourbon set over at Mountaineer brand, from shave soap to it's shave oil, shave balm. I've also used the deodorant. I've used their beard and face wash, that's Smokey Bourbon. I have used the beard oil, the beard balm. Wonderful, wonderful aroma. Stache stick. Oh yeah, I was just thinking about popping one of these tomorrow. This is a cool mustache wax that comes in kind of like a chapstick dispenser. You push up on it a little bit. What I found is if I put some in, run a comb through, and then maybe hit it with a little bit of cool air, it helps give me a shape that holds, but I can adjust it by running a comb or a brush through, and it still kind of snaps back. I found too, the longer you let a mustache sit in a certain shape, and then you mess with it, the more likely it will snap right back. All right, what else do we got in here? We've got some pine tar beard oil. I don't know about you guys, but I really like the pine tar scent. There's a couple of body wash bars, beard and body wash bars, beard and shampoo wash bars that you can use all over you, and the pine tar has got one heck of a good scent. And if you guys want, I'll show you how I learned how to put beard oil on. I'm just checking inside. I don't want to get this stuff like all over the floor. My dog's waiting for me to drop it. Oh my gosh, Smokey Bourbon Stache stick. I might be using this one tomorrow. The Tundra is a good scent, but there's something about that Smokey Bourbon gets me every time. Pine tar, what? Oh man, hold on. Gotta check it. Oh, that's got a nice sort of fragrance to it. You know, and if you're gonna put it right under your nose for the entire day, it shouldn't be too bad. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Try to get out and get me a little sun. All right, I do not feel anything else in the box. I'm gonna lift it real quick. So thank you again to the wonderful folks over at Mountaineer Brand for this surprise package that came in the mail for me. I got it right before I went to Canada, but I didn't have a chance to open it until today. So thank you guys for tuning in on that. But I'm not done yet. As I mentioned, the 3 pillars, and I got 2 that I can show you here. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I kind of had the chops going down a little bit, but I wanted more separation between the mustache and the other facial hair, so I took it back to the chops dropping down in about there, or kind of like big sideburns. That way I can still put beard oil, beard balm in there. I can style up my mustache. I can still shave a little bit. And, you know, I don't see anybody with big sideburns like this really, or chops. So, you know, maybe to help me stick out. Not that, you know, I need any more attention with a big, big old mustache, right? So my three pillars that I found helped me the most when it came to growing a healthy beard. And what am I talking about? From 2005 to 2018, I would take head shampoo, put it on my face. I'd wash it. The beard would start to come out, but it would be super dry, super itchy. I did not understand that the facial hair needs a certain amount of oil in order to be healthy. And you have oil on your skin, but as the hair grows, it kind of sucks it up, absorbs it. So if you use a head shampoo or you use a face wash, you'd be drying out your skin. You dry out the skin, you dry out the hair, and then it does not grow to its fullest potential. I mean, I wish you guys could feel this. This is super soft. And this is like, I started growing this coming back from Germany. So June, when I got back from June. So it's not very old. This is about a month right there. And I haven't trimmed it. Anyways, beard washes like this white water from Mountaineer Brand is specifically designed to go on your face to be less harsh. It's pH balanced. So when you put it on, it's not going to be stripping a lot of the oil out. So if you have itchy, dry skin, you get that beard dandruff, and you're like, well, I'm just going to keep using my head shampoo. Think about using some kind of beard wash. Try it out. Give it a couple of days, and then add you in a beard oil. Now, when I first started researching what to put in my beard back in 2018, 2019, I saw tons and tons of ads where guys were taking whole droppers and dripping it all over their face, and it just really looked like a waste. So I did a little bit of research, watched a lot of videos. I love yours, Steve. I've seen the videos. Looks great. Sorry, it looks fabulous. Sorry, I was trying to read and remember what I was doing. Beard oils, definitely want to shake them up. A good beard oil should have about 7 to 9 different oils in it. What you want is essential oils, premium oils, and like carrier oils. The hair, if you're using just one oil, right? Somebody's using maybe avocado oil, castor oil, or jojoba oil. I know you call it jojoba, but I like jojoba. But jojoba oil, anything like that, you're going to have the oil only collect on one spot on the hair. So when you use a mixture, 7 to 9 different oils, what happens is it covers the entire hair. So you get the best coverage on the hair to make it as healthy as possible. Now, how much do you need? You don't need a whole bunch. And I mean, for these like little chops and even my mustache, if I use that much, it might be a little too much. So smaller amounts. And the great thing is to start off a little bit small, and I do not want that to tip over. I dropped a bottle of beard oil off of the sink yesterday, and when it hit the ground, probably about 60% spilled out, and I broke the glass dropper, or the glass dropper shot out, right? So where do you put the oil? You can put it on your hand, you can put it on your fingers. Let me tighten up this cap, because that's all I need is the stuff spilling all over. Rub it between your fingers. There's some guys I know, they'll put them on their actual like beard comb, they'll put them on their beard brush, their short bristled, boar bristled brushes. But you just get a little bit between the fingers, rub it on the skin. Oh, that smells nice. Because that's where you want it. You want the beard oil on the skin, right? You want it to penetrate down to the skin because that's where you're trying to get it. Get that beard oil down on the skin, right? Because what would come next? I do have some here. I'm going to borrow some of my Brett Christmer's beard balm. What is beard balm? What are beard butters? What are beard creams? Those are your like leave-in conditioners. Takes a little bit. You put it on the outside layer of the hair, and it's like conditioner for your hair to soften it up and keep it healthy. That's what it does for your facial hair. So when you do those kind of 3 things every day, right, then what you're doing is just like if you had crops or if you had a garden, you know, you're putting some fertilizer down, you're watering it, you're making sure it gets the right amount of sunshine, that kind of stuff. And then you'll get your best yield from that. All right, beard balm. How much do you need? Not a whole bunch. You know, you could take a little brush, which I'm going to grab right here. I'm borrowing stuff, right? This is my Death Grip Palm beard brush, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape out a little bit. It doesn't take much, right? And as I was saying before, you start off with a little bit, like beard oil, put it in on the skin, right? Rub it in on the skin. But if you're like, it feels a little dry, right? A little bit more, rub it in. What you don't want is you don't want it looking super, super shiny or oily and dripping off, right? If you've done that, it's too much. Another thing is you remember I rub my hands? See how it's not really shiny? Because the skin and the hair absorbed it. So you take you a little bit. Usually what I do is I put it in and do a little quarter turn. But since that container is a little bit smaller, I'm just going to put a little bit on here. And if you're growing a beard, the best thing you can do is go from the ear to the chin and apply your beard balm, beard butter, or beard cream, right? And one of the cool things about these kinds of brushes with these bristles is it helps spread that beard balm or oils. It's great to carry kind of one of these around with you. If you have a little backpack you're always taking with you, you know, just throughout the day, you can take a brush, just brush it a little bit, kind of pushes down the hair. Now there are some beard balms, beard waxes that have a little bit more beeswax in it. What's going on? And what that does is by adding the beeswax in, and as you apply it, and I do mine when the hair is just a little bit damp. Shortly after getting out of the shower, I pat it down with a towel, I add the beard oil to the skin, and then I put the beard balm on, maybe a little bit of beard wax. And what that does is, as you spread it through, the extra beeswax in the beard waxes and sometimes the beard balms is it helps with those flyaway hairs. When you get those longer hairs, you get that one hair that pops out like that. So if you put it in while it's a little bit damp, take your brush like I had here, and you're running it through, let it kind of air dry, or maybe hit it with a little bit of cool air. And what that'll do is it'll help hold the hairs in place. Beard balms and all of that, they are not styling tools. So what I've learned is what's going on, Roastmaster? Is if the hair's a little bit wet and you put it on and it cools down. When my beard was down here, I could shake it and the whole beard would move together. It didn't like necessarily split and get all crazy. It kind of held together, but I could still run a brush through it. I could still run a pick through it. I could still run a comb through it. Plastic, the big plastic ones can definitely generate some static, which if you're trying to control some of those flyaway hairs and you're running a plastic comb through, you could be generating static, which will make the hair stick up more. There's a lot of combs out there that are made from wood. They're made from materials that are not supposed to generate a whole lot of static. I had more up here, but you know, it's halfway through the week. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. If you haven't already gotten a chance, in my bio is my drum page. On my drum page is the wonderful, I think it's competition calendar that Aaron Johnston put together from Honest Amish. And what it does is it lists out in calendar form all of the competitions that he's aware of. If you know of one and you look and you go, oh my God, it's not there, send him the info. He will update it. I think for me, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to be down in Nashville. I thought it was the 30th of September, but I looked again on the calendar and it's actually the 9th of September down in Nashville. So I'm going to try to get down to that one. Oh yeah, I might hit you up later. I might watch some Netflix. I've been watching The Suits. But they're nationals, right? And there's no pre-qualifier. You sign up and you go. Nationals will be held November 4th down in, I believe it's Daytona, Florida, right? You look at the categories, right? And you go, oh, I think I could be in that category. You sign up, pay your registration fee, then you make it down there. That's it. And then all you have to do is show up, and then you get what's called prejudged, right? So for mustaches, I have to lose all of this come November. You can't draw any hair below the corner of the mouth. No other facial hair is allowed, right? You can have some small sideburns, but nothing like this. It'd be an unfair advantage. Hello, Brazil. And then you cannot draw more than 3/4 of an inch from the corner of the mouth out. Why is that important to know about now? So that you can start your styling, your technique, your grooming standards to that national guideline, so that you're prepared and ready to rock. There's nothing worse than you get down there and you've been drawing hair from down here, and you really want to do a mustache category, and they'll tell you, unless they do the Uber, which I think allows you 1.5 inches out, and you can have a soul patch. But knowing, you too, Tucker Ranger, knowing the guidelines for that category will definitely help you start styling. When I had a beard and I was trying to style my mustache, I was pulling hair from down here, which made my mustache look thicker. The problem was, and the more I opened my mouth, it would pull the hairs apart like that, and then I would put it together, and I'm like, I guess I'm not eating today because, I'm going to separate my mustache. The average hair growth is about 1/2 inch a month. So, bearding, big mustaches, it's a long game. Genetics and time are the two biggest factors that do contribute to the type of facial hair you had. Now, with that being said, as a younger man, I didn't fill in hair down here. I didn't really have this type of mustache. But once I got over 40 years old, it was like everywhere. I get hair on my nose now. I get hair on my ears. I get hair back here. I got hair everywhere, man. So grow what you can now. If you're growing a mustache, it's a beautiful mustache. What's going on, Alexander? Be proud of what you rock. Any mustache, in my opinion, is a wonderful mustache and is just as equally good as mine. If we were to compete, we may not compete in the same category. I might do freestyle. I might do English. I might do styled handlebar. But, if you got a petite handlebar, or you got a chevron, or you got a walrus, or you got the dolly, or you're doing the English, there's so many different mustaches out there. You don't have to have one this size to say, I have a mustache. So definitely whatever you're growing, I think it's beautiful. There's going to be a lot of people out there, if you're going to grow facial hair for any length of time, that's going to be an expert on your facial hair and what they think that you should do with it. If you want to listen to them, that's up to you. I grew my facial hair for me, and I'm going to keep it because I like it, right? Anyways, outside of that, I'm going to check over the calendar. I think in October, I'm going to try to be up to Ocean City, Maryland. I think October 7th, they're having a competition up there. I've wanted to go the last couple of years. I think I'll be able to go this year. There's one in France. Oh man, would I love to go. It's in Normandy, but I think it's in September. There is one in Glasgow, Scotland, in February that I really, really, really want to go to. So Tom from the Highlands, if you're on here, keep one of those ecopods fresh. I'm going to try to get out there and come visit you. Definitely, I would love to come see you. I got back from Worlds, which was in Germany, which was really cool to do. Burghausen, Germany, which had the longest castle in Europe, so that was really, really good. It was good to see you too, Rob. There's a lot of competitions out there. The next world competition is going to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 2025, and then 2027, it's going to be in, I want to say it's Blackpool, UK. So those go like every other year. Nationals is every year, and they typically rotate where they're at. Nationals was in Casper, Wyoming in November last year. The year before it was in Scranton, Pennsylvania in September. The year before was, I think, 2020, and that was done online. This year it's in Daytona. If you haven't been out to a beer competition, they are absolutely amazing. If you love facial hair, it's like-minded people. The competitions generally raise money for some type of charity, whether it's a local food bank, whether it's for animal shelters, whether it's to fight cancer, so on and so forth. So it's always a good time to go out there, show your support. You get to meet a lot of people that you only meet at these various competitions. And then you get to see the who's who of facial hair. I always try to have little stickers on me. I think I handed out my last one today to a gentleman at a restaurant who stopped me, who wanted to tell me that he used to have a mustache like mine. And I gave him a sticker. Kids love stickers. So anyways, once again, for those of you tuning in late and those who stuck through the entire replay while I was just gabbing along, the intent of this was to do a mail call from the wonderful folks over at Mountaineer brand, Mountaineer Makes a Man. They sent me some awesome beard oil, which I just showed, rub on the skin. You don't need a whole bunch. I had a buddy, he was putting so much in, it was dripping off of his facial hair onto his shirt. That's it. Your hair and skin's only going to soak up so much. Beard oil is the number one thing I recommend to not beard oil, beard wash. Number one thing that changed my bearding experience. Oh yeah, man. Thank you, Alexander. I like to pass things along because, like I said, when I first started doing this, it was just like, buy our $350 kit, buy this $200 kit. I just wanted to know what was the basics that I needed to have healthy facial hair, because mine had always, ended in disaster, dried out skin, felt like straw. I was ready to see it go. I had the chance on all platforms to turn on subscriptions and charge you guys. And I was like, that's just dumb. I love sharing my information because my hopes is that somebody out there might see my content and they might say, I want to try that, right? I saw Antiquated Jet, right, who's on TikTok, who's on here. He was doing wet shaving, and it looked so cool. So I got my first wet shaving kit, and now I have some amazing razors. Here, I'll show you one. Oh, good thing I keep some of the things on the floor over here. All right, so this razor, right, is from a wonderful company, onebladeshave.com. They have a wonderful patented surgical steel Genesis razor with flexing head, reduces the nicks. They were my official sponsor for the World Beard and Mustache Championship. This is a limited edition collector's 24 karat gold plated Genesis razor. And I absolutely love this. I used it once to shave with. And as you can see that flexing head? The way it's designed is, as you're pushing down like this, the head flexes as you're going around the jawline and everything. I've been shaving since I was 12, so I've been shaving for about 36 years. Hey, Cowls! That's my mustache today. I've been shaving for about 37 years. I have used so many different razors, from disposables to triples to quattros, various electric razors, and I've used several safety razors, the double edge. I have used some of the wonderful ones over at One Blade. You name it. I've probably used it. I've shaved with cold water. I've shaved with nothing. What's going on, Dan? Dan, 2027 Blackpool, UK is going to be the site of the World Beard and Mustache Championship. I'm hoping to be out there. But in all of that, the One Blade razors are a wonderful design, great feel, lifetime guarantee. And when you go over your skin, I don't have a blade in it, but this flexes so that as you're pushing, it gives a little bit so that you can ride those contours of your face. Because none of us have a blockhead, right? So this, every razor has what's called a learning curve. I've used straight razors, right? And I go very slow with it, but if you tilt your hand a certain way, you can dig the blade in. I've done that before. You use a safety razor. Yeah, well, One Blade has the Core, the Hybrid, and the Genesis. And they have a wonderful program that if you buy the Core, which is the most affordable out of them, and they all use the same feather blades, and you want to buy the Hybrid, which is the next step up, you get a certain credit if you're part of their program towards your purchase of the next one, or if you go from Core to the Genesis. This is a collector's edition, limited edition, 24 karat gold plated. I think there was 103 of these made. I used it once. I got to tell you, it was an amazing shave. So I generally keep it in its leather box here. This was a wonderful, wonderful present from the folks over at One Blade. So, beard wash, I'll ramble for forever. Bro, mutton chop suits you. Yeah, I love them. I was thinking about trimming them back to like here to do just big sideburns. I had them all the way out here to the corner of the mouth and all the way up, but it was starting to get hidden behind the mustache. So I decided, you know what? I'll take them back a little bit, give them a little bit of a slant, so they kind of look like sideburns. They kind of look like mutton chops. I love those turn of the century type looks. I'm gonna do some Goodwill shopping to look for some of those old timey outfits. I even put up like an Amazon wish list. In there is a Captain Crunch suit and a old timey bathing suit. I've got some ideas to do with this couple of gym owners where I style out my mustache and I look like, one of those old timey guys and go in there and start working out. Yeah, well, I'm also trying to grow the hair out. I need to get it cut because I really want to do one of those early like World War I type haircuts. But I'm just kind of letting it go crazy right now. Yeah, I mean, it's wild, right? I usually wear my hat backwards, but I start doing that Justin Bieber thing where I'm flipping my hair all the time. So when it comes to beard care, the 3 things I recommend. Number 1, if you are curious to start growing facial hair and you're concerned that you want healthy hair, I recommend a beard wash. This is a body wash, but beard wash for your face. It's pH balanced for your face so that it doesn't strip out the oils that your facial hair needs to be healthy. The next thing, we'll talk to you later, Alexander, is a beard oil. Beard oils, apply it to the skin. And then my demonstration is my beard balm. Beard balms go on the top of the hair. You spread it through with a brush, and that's a leave-in conditioner. Check this out. Smokey Bourbon Flex Spray. Ooh. Right? Oh my God. That smells so good. Don't drink it. Don't drink it out there. Beard washes like this one right here. I was using Fable this morning. These are designed, and this one I'm going to read through, but it says regular body wash. Oh yeah, regular body wash. But Mountaineer brand has some wonderful beard shampoos, and they have some beard and body soap bars. Use the Viking Revolution beard wash, best beard. Yeah. Well, the main thing is like a lot of people ask me, what's the best X? Mustache wax, beard oil, beard balm, so on and so forth. On which one? This one or this one, the packaging? I think this is the new labels, new look from Mountaineer brand. This is Fable Beard Company. This is Lightning Rod. I used one of theirs today that was like a spiced one. It smelled so good. But beard washes are great for the facial hair. They're less harsh. Beard oils, put it in on the skin. Beard balms, put on the outside of the hair, leave-in conditioner. So again, people ask me all the time, what's the best X? What's my favorite X? And the way I like to answer that is, that's like asking me what the best shoes are. What's the best car? What my favorite food is, right? That's my preference. So what I always try to say is like, when you're looking at a beard wash, you can definitely read the ingredients inside of it, or a body wash. Is it organic? What vitamins do they have in it? Is it organic versus chemical based? The scents on it, you may not like the scents. When you're looking at a beard oil, 7 to 9 different oils in it. You want to look for carrier oils, premium oils, and essential oils. That way it coats the hair with the multiple oils versus using just, avocado oil or coconut oil or, different seed oils. I think there's almond seed oil. So when you look at a bunch of them, this has grapeseed oil, almond oil, I say jojoba oil, castor oil, and a blend of all natural essential oils. So that's what's in this one, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 named ones, and then several essential oils, which is typically 3 more. So you're looking at like 7 different oils inside of here. This is going to coat your skin and your hair the best. After that, like I said, the beard balms. There's a lot of different beard balms out there. There's beard balms, there's beard butters, there's beard creams. The consistency can be a little different, but each one of them typically has the same type of ingredients you would find in a beard oil, but it's a little bit thicker consistency. They add a little beeswax in there for the most part, and that helps with those flyaway hairs. There are beard waxes out there. There are, Mountaineer brand has styling sticks, which is a little bit thicker consistency than, say, a beard balm that you can apply right on. I like to put those in my mustache, and then what I do is I use a straightener that hits it with some heat, and then I'll hit it with some cool air to set it. It's not a styling aid, but I found it does help. How long does it take you to grow your mustache out that long? My mustache currently goes all the way up and over my ear. The average growth rate is about 1/2 inch a month. So I'm at like 8.5, 9 inches all the way back here. So that would take about 18 months. But what I recommend to most people, if they want to grow a big mustache, grow a big beard, right? Grow the big beard and then take the beard off and leave the mustache. You want to do it that way. Otherwise, you're trimming the mustache up and you might be removing hair that you need. When did I shave or trim the chin? I want to say I did it maybe 3 weeks ago. I started off with just shaving right through here, and I just trimmed this back the other day to give it a slant, right? I wanted to wait for it to grow out so I could see, right? Because there was no rush to do it. I just, as the hair was up here, it was being hidden behind the mustache. So I thought if I did this, it gives a clear, distinct separation. Yeah, great ingredients. Castor oil is used in a lot of different stuff. You look at ladies' hair products, they're going to be full of oils and stuff like that, especially if they're washing a lot and drying out the scalp. But your head shampoo is designed to strip out a lot of oils, typically. So using that on your face could be drying that skin out. If this, think about it this way: if you had a garden and you didn't water it, and there, it gets really, really hot, and that soil dries out, what's going to happen? All of your plants are going to wilt, right? Well, your beard oil is kind of like watering the soil, right? And it allows the crops to be healthier. Yeah, that was good, that Smokey Bourbon. So there's a lot of cool things coming up on the horizon. If you haven't already, check out my bio. There's a competition calendar put together by Aaron Johnston, and it lists all the competitions that he is aware of. If you know of one in your area that's not listed, shoot him the information. Thinking about changing my beard style too. Yeah, I would always say, whether it's a mustache or whether it's a beard and you're thinking of trimming it, right, or changing it up, think about it. Give yourself about a week, right? If you're thinking of just changing. If you're thinking of trimming, give yourself 3 weeks. And the reason I say that is the hair can hit a growth spurt and that problem area may even itself up, or it may get longer and hang a different way. I know that if I don't do anything to my mustache, it goes down underneath here like this, and I look like a capuchin monkey. But if I trim it up, it'll hug my jawline, right? So that's something I know because I've trimmed it in the past. But yeah, I shaved through here because I wanted to give a distinct line. I still want to grow these out. I'm not on the hook to do anything big competition-wise that I'm going to remove this off until Nationals in November. So I'm going to try to make it September 9th down to Nashville, Tennessee. There's a competition out there. Oh yeah, and check out the competition calendar. They're listed through there. Aaron works very hard at putting the info in there. Do I ever think of doing cosplay with characters, facial hair, fantastic facial? Yeah, I've done Captain Price from Modern Warfare 2. This definitely helps, and I got a booty cap, and I got my old Army uniform. I had a red bow tie and a white shirt and a green vest to do Escanar. I once did my mustache up and tried to do white beard. And then, of course, everybody says the Lorax. I think I would have to maybe dye my skin orange. You change it back into a mustache. Yeah, definitely take a look. And as you start trimming, trim in slow as you do, so that you can really look and see. What I would recommend is if you style up your mustache, style it up. Then that way you can see which hairs are going in, and you don't want to get in too close. Are you having long mutton chops, short mutton chops? I'm just kind of growing out big sideburns / mutton chops for the time being, because I don't have anything where I need to shave them off for prejudging for a big competition. So I'm just doing this. Oh yeah, I would love to meet everyone out there. If I could line them all up and try to run and shake everybody's hands, that's my big hope. My intent is by putting out my content that maybe somebody sees something and they go, why did you do it that way? What are you putting in? Why did you do it? And then that sparks an engagement that I can say, oh, did you know that, beard washes are X and beard oils do this? And that's what I have learned. I will never tell you, you have to do all this. I always try to share my experience. I try to be as genuine as possible because this is a huge passion of mine. And I'm hoping that maybe if you have a passion, but you're nervous about maybe sharing it with the world, think about why you'd want to share it. Are you sharing it because you want to share it with the world? Or are you looking for views and likes? Me, I'm more concerned with trying to reach somebody out there that maybe had a question. So if I can get that engagement, it's great. Usually go to a barber afraid of making me look like a fool. What I would say is, if you go to a barber, try to go to one you trust. But whatever you do, whether it's one you trust or you don't just say trim it up. Be very specific and tell them what you want, right? If you say, I just want you to even just this end, have them do it and say, let me look, right? Love all the advice. Yeah, I love sharing it because I know sometimes I used to get frustrated a lot and I'm like, is it really worth it? Bad days are good days because you still learn something. Can't wait to see you at Blackpool. Yeah, 2027. My hope is to get out there. So, that's 4 years to get out there. I should be able to save up. My passport will still be good. So I'm excited to try to get out there. I'm trying to get out to Scotland in February. There is a competition out there. I'd love to go. Some of my buddies I met in Germany at Worlds are going to be out there. There's one in France in Normandy. I'm an Army vet, so being able to go out to Normandy would be absolutely amazing. I was in the 82nd Airborne, so they have a huge history out there of World War II. The barber shaved the chin. Oh, did he do it intentionally? Is that what you asked him? You can look at the guidelines. I think it says it has to be the width of basically like a razor blade, right? Or a razor. So you can have it go all the way up here. There's a lot of guys, it goes all the way down here. And there's friendly and unfriendly mutton chops. There's one with a mustache and one without. So if you're like, oh man, I want to have mutton chops, but I got to shave off the mustache. No, you don't. Because there's two styles to it, right? Oh, thank you, Bean McMonster. Thank you very much. So another thing I'm very passionate about, in case, for those of you who hung around, is men's health, mental health, and suicide prevention. The suicide rate in men is about 3 times higher. Men typically think they can't talk to anybody and usually just let it eat them up. I'm going to tell you right now, it's okay. If you feel alone, you're not. I generally try to include I think it's a national suicide hotline, but I believe there's international ones out there. You're not alone. You are worth something no matter what somebody tells you. And even if you think you don't deserve to be here, I want you here because the universe is better with you in it, and I'm glad you're here. Kept the big stash. That is good. Honestly, super hard to trust barbers. Yeah, because like I said, I had a buddy. He had a beautiful beard. He went into the barber and he said, trim it up. And what he meant was just even it up. And what they did was they trimmed it up to about here. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting in that barber chair and I got a beard down here and somebody's coming at it right about here, I'm like, what do you think you're doing? No, I want you to trim it. So be very clear. It's probably better to have it done with sharp scissors. And the reason being is many years ago, I had an old pair of hair clippers. I was trying to go through like a beard I had and it wasn't oiled and it died inside the beard. And that was horrible. I had to get another one and dig it out. It was kind of like, it was like Ricky Bobby. digging in with 2 more knives to get the one knife out. He's stuck in his leg, big goober. So yeah, I'm very passionate about men's health, mental health, and suicide prevention. I think any one of us probably in here has run into or known someone that has been in a situation where they felt so alone that they had no options. And so sometimes it helps if you just, in passing, hey, how are you today? But be prepared if they say, well, I'm not, doing well. You don't have to have the answers. Just, you can point them to someone. I will provide the at least the national suicide hotline with trained professionals 24/7 in my stuff. I'm an Army veteran, and there's about 22 vets who take their life every day, who feel there is no hope, there is no light at the end of the tunnel, and we gotta break that stigma where guys just think, no, I just gotta hold it inside and walk in front of a train. Oh yeah, definitely. I have PTSD from my time in the Army and among many other things, and it sneaks up on you. As much as we guys try to stuff it down as far as we can, become statues, because if we don't show any emotion, then it doesn't get to us. Well, I can tell you that eventually some of it leaks in, and it can be a little bit on the scary side. And if you're not ready to reach out to someone, I'm here to tell you it's okay to reach out to somebody. I would rather you call me in the middle of the night, like, dude, man, I'm feeling super sad. I don't know why. This is scary. Than to have to say kind words on your behalf during your eulogy. Really. And that's how most people feel. You'd be super surprised at how many friends become your family when you ask for help. I'll tell you that much. But I love beard care. I love mustache stuff. I love sharing my information because there's so many people out there that think I can't do it. And I'm here to tell you can. The first national championship I won, I didn't think I could do it. And I entered and I won first place. I would not have won anything if I had said, I'm not even going to try. So it's okay to fail. What you are doing is so important. Thank you. Oh yeah, definitely. There's too many men out there that think that being a strong man, strong male presence means you never ever show emotion. And I'm not saying, every day you got to give yourself a 10-minute cry session in front of all your friends. What I'm saying is it's okay to feel vulnerable. And if you do, and it feels a little overwhelming, believe me, it can feel like it's crushing your soul. It's okay to reach out to someone. We are allowed to reach out. Men, women, everybody out there. Like I said, it's a whole lot better to reach out to somebody than to think that the only way out is to do something drastic, and then there's no choices. So, support from France, yeah. Go September. Normandy is going to be a wonderful beard and mustache competition. I would love to be out there, but I don't think I could put the funds together or the time off. I'm going to try to be out in Nashville in September 9th, and then October 7th, I think, is Ocean City, Maryland. There's a Beards by the Beach. Sadly, I think it's the same weekend that the Fredericksburg, Virginia is having their competition. I went out the last couple of years with that. It was a great time at Amy's Cafe in Fredericksburg, Virginia. But I think I'm going to try to make it out to the Maryland one. I've wanted to go the last couple of years. It looks like it's fun. I love the beach, so why not go out to the beach? And I think it's at like either noon or 4 p.m. So it's like 5 hours from here. I'll go up the night before and hang out. So as always, like if you have questions regarding facial hair, or if you feel that you have nowhere else to turn, I will definitely provide information on the ladder to help you. I am not a trained expert, but I do care about all of you out there. And like I said, the universe is better with you guys in it. What's going on, Killer Stache? As far as the facial hair stuff, I will always try to share stuff with you. I did pin a video to the top of my page that outlines some of the things I have found worked very well for me when it came to facial hair, like hydration, exercise, protein, beard care. The 3 pillars I think are the most important to good facial hair is beard wash, beard oil, beard balms, beard balm, butters, or creams. So the beard wash is less harsh on your face, which doesn't strip out as many oils. Adding in a good quality beard oil that has 7 to 9 different oils in it is great for the skin, right? Rub it in on the skin. And beard balms, butters, and creams, go onto the facial hair, and if you take your brush, go from the ear to the chin to apply it. The brushes, like the one I just dropped, the coarse, like boar bristle brush, this one from Death Grip, I don't know if you guys can see that, is great because if you have it with you throughout the day, as you brush, it helps kind of align the hair, and it spreads any natural oils that you have or any oils that you applied earlier. It just kind of keeps everything healthy, and it feels kind of good, right? I even run it up and through here. Whoop! I use beard wash sometimes just in my hair, but after you do it a couple of days, you notice, right? If you really want to know, does it work? Use the beard wash in your hair. Hello, Devo, what's going on? If you really want to know if like a beard wash, what it's doing, wash your hair with it for like a week. You'll notice that it's clean, but it appears to be a little bit on the oily side. That's what it's supposed to do. Beard washes go on your face to clean it, but it does not strip out the oils. You know, what do you got to lose? You do it for about a month, you use some beard care, and you know, you might feel that the hair is getting softer, it's better in quality. I've shared a picture before where I showed like 6 months of growth when I was using head shampoo. The beard went to a goatee. This thing was nasty looking. It was dingy. And then it showed 20 months of me growing a full beard when I was using beard care the entire time. So if you're just starting to grow a beard, I forgot to say this earlier, for those that already jumped out, but the first day that you say, I'm going to grow a beard, take a little beard oil, rub it in on your skin. You would be surprised how much it soothes that beard itch, right? That stubble itch where you're like, oh my God, I got to shave it off. Add a little bit of beard oil. Just rub a little bit on. You can even take a little bit of the beard balm on and just rub it in. It has different vitamins in it, and it has different oils in it that help soothe the skin, get you past that really itchy stage. Growing your mustache out. So I would recommend, if you are growing a mustache out, grow a beard, goatee, something of that nature, so that you leave this area alone and don't trim it up too close, right? Because if you're growing a mustache alone, most guys like to trim or shave from the corner of the nose to the corner of the mouth. Well, as you can see, that would take out a lot of the hair I have in here, which you're allowed, based on competitions and stuff, to include in your mustache. Now, my mustache goes from here, I can pull it all the way behind my ear. It's almost like 9 inches long, I think. Mustache or facial hair grows at a rate of about 1/2 inch a month on the average, right? The average mustache has 600 different hairs. So as you're styling, brushing, grooming, you may see a couple of hairs during shedding. That's normal. But if you're feeling a lot of plucking or tugging, then assess what you're doing. Like this mustache wax that I have in right now, if I took a comb and just rammed it through there like that, I'm probably going to lose a couple of hairs. So you go in a little bit slow, or if you want to remove it, put a couple of drops of beard oil in, or a dedicated wax remover to soften it up, to loosen it up, right? Do that about 20 minutes before you get in the shower. And it starts to break it down, and then you can run a brush or a comb through, and then you wash it out with like a beard wash. I use hot water. Some of the guys, they use cold water. Some guys are a little more meticulous. I wasn't. Like, I'd let people touch my beard. Other people, they're like just back here. And what it is you don't want people with dirt or, you know, hand sanitizer getting into your beard, drying out the hair. But I was like, you want to touch it, man. It was soft. It was super soft. This is super soft right now. I'm telling you right now. And this is like maybe a little over a month long. And it grows pretty fast for me. Genetics and time are the two biggest factors. I have used some beard growth kits with derma rollers. I did some research. Those were originally designed to go on top of your head to stimulate the area, to drive blood into the area. And when you use it with like a biotin, it has been shown to increase the quality of hair. Now, if your genetics say the only thing you're going to grow is a mustache, you're not going to grow like a big beard. Using a kit is not going to give you a Viking beard. Will it, you know, improve the quality of the hair you have? In my experience, it did on mine. I use it on half of my face. What is my favorite wax? That's like asking me my favorite food. I will say that it was my favorite. What would be the right word? Not genre, right? Like music, but a good medium wax that is pliable out of the tin with, like, I use cAlls today from Australia. This is what I would call a medium, right? I can scrape it out. I can rub it between my fingers, put it in, but I like it when they have a really good hold. So typically what I'll do is if I can take this and put it in my pocket, right, to keep it warm, and that keeps it soft enough that I can just put it between my fingers. I mean, look at that. That's like solid. Then I like a good medium wax. Because a lot of times I don't have time to run a hairdryer on, but if I'm going to do a freestyle, I'll maybe put in a medium wax and then I'll go over it with a heavy wax. That way it holds up, or it holds its position better. I've used light waxes and even stuff like, I'm going to be using these this week. This is a Stache stick from Mountaineer brand. And what this is it's like a mustache wax, like a light mustache wax inside of almost like a chapstick type applicator. When I put that in, it coats it well, but it still allows me to run the comb through, and I'll hit it with cold air to kind of set it. So I'll still have a natural look, but it'll keep somewhat of a shape. Use a beard growth kit. It helped with the patches. Still got the patches now, but they have grown fuller. I used the Viking Resolution. Yeah. There's people out there that call beard care like snake oil. What I will say is, if your facial hair feels like straw, if it feels itchy, if your skin feels dry, and I always ask, what are you using? And a lot of people say, I wash it every 3 days with my body wash or my head shampoo. It's just hair, right? And that's when I come in and say, no, beard washes are less harmful and won't strip out as many oils. A good beard oil will definitely help the quality of the skin and the health of the hair. And then a beard balm will help condition it and keep it vibrant, right? Let me read what it said in here. One wax that will keep its whole but easy enough to take out of tin. So some of the factors that go into that, right, is your experience with mustache waxes, your routine, and environment variables. What do I mean? How much have you styled your mustache? If you haven't styled a whole bunch, I've been using live bearded wax. I think I've got some of theirs in a stick, and I don't think I've used it yet. So what I would recommend, if you haven't styled a whole bunch and you're wanting to try, look at medium hold waxes. There's a lot out there. Death Grip has their bare bones, right? And then the next step up is Sudden Death. cAlls from Australia. I have several of their medium scented and unscented waxes, and they have a strong. There's Mustache Made. I've been using some from wet shaving products. There's a whole bunch, and I have a bunch in my bio with links and discount codes if you go that route. So there's a lot of good ones out there. I've used several from Mountaineer brand that are pretty good. So clean, dry mustache. No oils, no balms. Mustache wax is oil soluble. So don't put anything in the mustache, just dry it. Maybe hit it with a brush or blow dry it to give it some kind of direction to train it. Otherwise, mine likes to turn towards front. So how do you combat it tipping, right? And that's because I try to send it all in one direction. And then I style it towards my shoulder with a small bend this way. And that keeps the mustache from necessarily tipping forward. Does it work 100% of the time? No. Yes, BSC Enterprise. I'm so sorry. There's so many wonderful out there. BSC Enterprises actually has a Bobandelliot signature mustache wax that has a little bit of pine rosin in it. It holds up really well. Their Monkey Farts is pretty good. Smells good. They have a few others that I put in that wowed me. Red Embers smells absolutely amazing. It reminds me of a little red hot. But start with a medium wax. Get you out a little bit. You want to start with maybe a pea size, maybe a little bit more. Rub it between your fingers, right? First squeeze it. Does it hold together, right? If it does, rub between your fingers. That's your heat source, right? Coat your fingers here and here. Start in the middle and start making your way out. Now, some guys like to twist their mustache out on the end. I did that for a little while, and what I found was it put a lot of tension in here, and later if I needed to comb it, the hairs were all bound up like this, and putting the comb in, I was yanking hairs. So I like to align my hairs as much as possible like this, and this is kind of what it looks like. I might pinch it through here and put them together, but it's once I've already done. Now, I do 3 passes, one side, then I switch to this hand, and I go from the back. That way I'm grabbing some of the hairs back here. Then I do the other side. The important thing I found that really helped me out is take a 5-minute break. What does that do? You have changed the consistency and pliability of the wax by adding a heat source. You put it in your mustache. Let it firm up. So it needs to cool down to come back to that room temperature consistency where it's a little firmer. Then once you do that, then you go, okay, maybe I need to run a comb through because I put the wax on like this. I need the wax in here. You run a comb through, it spreads it. You put a little bit more on, pinch it back together. And then the stage 2 for me, I take a little bit of wax, only rub it a little bit. And then I just go over the mustache in the spots that maybe I want to bend. Maybe I want to grab up a couple hairs and I pinch it through and I hold it in together like this. And I'll push, and then I carry the wax with me because if I snag it or eat something stupid, sometimes the hair comes loose through here. So hopefully that helps you. All right, there are loads of them on Amazon. I got some from Cat Falls. I haven't tried theirs yet. I've heard a lot of good things from it. But yeah, BFC Enterprises is a great wax. I've used a lot of theirs. There is some out of, I'm having a brain fart. The Beard Place, if you check out 5 Boroughs, they have a chokehold wax that's really, really good. The Beard Place has one. A little bit of heat on it, not much, but it's got some good pine rosin. I think putting that stuff in, I could survive a nuclear war with it. And it's really good. And it's relatively easy to get out. I've used Whiskey, Ink, and Lace. I've used some out of Germany. I've used some out of Norway. There's so many wonderfuls out there. If you're over in the UK, look at Twisted Mustache. I used theirs. That was pretty good. Had a good hold. But it comes down to what you're trying to do. If you have a big mustache like mine, you have to worry about getting the wax in here. And that's why I say medium. I start with a medium, and then I might go over it with a strong. It was 92 degrees here today, 92 degrees Fahrenheit, not Celsius. And it held up really well. If you look at Educated Beards, they have a wonderful wax that comes in a small glass vial, and it's relatively easy, pliable. You put it in, and it firms up very well. But you got to practice. What I say is it's practice, patience, and repetition. Do it every day. How long have you been competing, and when was your first competition? I've been competing since, I think my first competition was 2019. It was online. I submitted a photo to the Twisted Mustache competition. I think I got second place. Hola, how are you? And then I won one through a Facebook group that I was in. And then I entered my first nationals in, I think I submitted my video October 2020. They announced the winners December 19th, 2020. And I became the 2020 USA National Handlebar Mustache Champion. I came in second place 2021, and then I did freestyle for the 2022, and I am currently the second best Hungarian mustache in the world until 2025. And you know, it's so much fun. If you've never been to one, you need to look them up and go to them. It's such a great time. Everybody's so friendly. My favorite category is one that is usually competed by kids or ladies, and it's if you Google Whiskerina. Right? It's either the, I'm trying to remember it's realistic mustache and beard, right? So they will create a mustache, right? That's out of fake hair, alpaca hair, so on and so forth. And then there's the, you have freestyles, mustache, beard. But then there's, I think it's creative mustaches and beard. And these are like the crafty ones, right? One of the coolest ones I saw was, at the 2022 Nationals in Casper, Wyoming, Summer Hibbler had made this steampunk Harley Davidson geared creative freestyle beard, and it had pipes for a mustache. She hit a button and vapor would come out. It was absolutely amazing. I thought it was badass. How do you manage one side being thinner than the other? Depending on how you style it, right? You can pinch them together to try to make them look even. If it's the tips, keep evaluating it every day, and then or evaluate it and then evaluate it 3 weeks later, and then kind of look at them. If one's like this and one side's like this, then yeah, trim that down. You're not going to be able to really do it. But my one side is not only a little thicker for like through here, but one side likes to go down and one side likes to go up. So I'm always trying to balance them. That's where having practice, patience, and repetition, doing it very often, so you develop a routine. And having bad days. Why do I say having bad days? Because not every day is going to be a competition standard day. Having a bad day, you're like, oh wow, it's not working today. How do I handle it? Closed curls are almost my go-to when I'm not getting the mustache exactly right. You know, I'll just fold them over, pinch them, and I'm like, it looks good. I stopped worrying about it because I was letting myself sit in the bathroom for almost an hour trying to get things right in the first like 6 months. When I found out I was putting beard oil in my mustache, and mustache wax is oil soluble. So the more mustache wax I put on didn't change anything because it wouldn't firm up because the beard oil was breaking it down. So, yeah, look at competitions. There's a competition calendar via my bio on my drum page. Aaron Johnston, the wonderful goatee man that he is, put it all together. And if you know of one in your area and you don't see it there, there's a way to send him the information and he'll get it put on. Nationals, November, Daytona. Anybody can go. You can compete. You can spectate. Every competition I've been to, the proceeds, pretty much I think almost all the proceeds go to some kind of charity, whether it's a food bank, whether it's to fight cancer, whether it's a local charity, whether it's a kids shelter, whether it's a food bank, whether it's animal shelter, so on and so forth. Very kind, generous people. They're wonderful people. And almost all of them, I went to Nationals last year and forgot to bring any mustache wax. I was going to compete in the freestyle category, and I did not bring any mustache wax. So any one of the guys that was there would definitely will help you out. Tips, tricks. The cool thing is most of the time when you go to the big nationals and the worlds and all this, they'll have barbers on site. So if you have a beard and you want to do the 6 to 12 inch category, right? They will prejudge you. They will measure from here to the longest hair. And if that longest hair is 13 inches, you have to decide, do I trim it? Or do I enter into the 12 to 18 category? Well, if some of those guys are right at 18 and you jump in with, basically a 12 with one hair being 13, then, you might be at a disadvantage. So they'll have barbers there that can trim it up for you nicely, that specialize in facial hair. If you need a shave because you're like me, going to be in the mustache competition, they have guys, men and women, who come there and they do straight razor shaving. If you've never had the hot towel treatment and a straight razor shave experience, let me tell you what, it is absolutely amazing. My good friend Mike over at Three Saints Barbershop in historic Jessup, Pennsylvania, owns a wonderful, wonderful barbershop there. He gave me the special treatment with a straight razor, hot towel treatment, cold towel afterwards, rubbing something on. It was absolutely amazing. One of the best shaves I ever had. Now I give him full rights to do whatever he wants up here. And I tell him just, try to do something turn of the century. And he has not let me down yet. And I'm hoping to go up and see my good friend Mike up there in Pennsylvania. Well, I think I'm going to try to wrap it up. I've been on here a little while. So what I want to do is just wrap up a couple of things. That is, thank you so much to Mountaineer Brand for sending me this wonderful box so I can do a mail call. Mountaineer Brand, Mountaineer makes the man. They sent me some body wash. This is wonderful. I look forward to using it. They sent me some styling sticks, which I will use in my mustache. A Smokey Bourbon Flex Sport body spray. This smells absolutely amazing. Beard oil. Never not be you. Follow your passions. You never know who's watching. I don't know how many times I've had people come up and tell me that I've inspired them to do what it is they love. I try to be as genuine as possible. Daytona Beach down in Florida, November 4th. Be you, be genuine, and let your passions flow. Somebody out there might have a passion, but they're afraid to do it, but they see your excitement, your love, and your passion. Doing all of this has allowed me to work with wonderful organizations like Movember to talk about testicular cancer awareness, mental health, suicide prevention. I've worked projects with them. I got to be in a bare knuckle boxing film, which is on YouTube, Alexander the Brain. I'm very passionate about men's health, men's grooming, mental health, suicide prevention. as a male, I'm almost 50. I can tell you, growing up, the stigma around men having feelings is bad. You know, go rub some dirt on it, what have you. And I know from having PTSD myself that sometimes you can feel very pigeonholed, narrow-minded, isolated, and alone. And I can tell you that it is okay to feel vulnerable. Please reach out to somebody. If you do not feel like you are worthy of being alive, let me tell you what, I need you here. So I need you to stick around, and the universe is a better place for you being in it. And so I need you to stick around, right? Anyways, I also want to say thank you guys for all your love and support. It's because of you that I get to make videos showcasing some amazing products from amazing companies, to talk about them, demonstrate them, show the end result. I don't do product reviews because, as it was asked before, what's the best this, what's my favorite that. It's like telling you the best shoes, the best car, the best food to eat. It's my preference. So, you know, if anything I do you see and you want to replicate, by all means do it. Put your own flair to it, right? Chase your passion, not the likes, not the views. Because in the end of the day, you know, it's really cool when I've been out and I meet people who watch my stuff and they tell me, oh, because of you, the light bulb went on and, you know, I changed up the way I did stuff and I'm much happier that way. And that's what I'm here to do, is to share stuff with you. So I want to thank you all so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart here in Central Virginia. I am Bob, and this, of course, is Elliot Norris, my mustache, wishing you a wonderfully bearded day. I love you all. Take care. Happy Wednesday. Peace. I'm out.